guys, so I'm really excited today because I got a new tarot deck that I want to show you guys and also give you like a little review and let you look at some of these cards in case it's a deck that you are actually interested in buying yourself. What I find is that sometimes when you are looking at tarot decks to purchase, it's hard in the product description to actually see what all of the cards look like. They might only give you a couple images, which is not necessarily representative of the artwork of the entire deck. Or, you know, sometimes they might just give you the front and the back of the box, and that's all you have to choose from. So I love getting new tarot decks, and this is one that I got here. This is my new one. This is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, and I am really, really excited about this one. This is by Lo Scarabo, and the reason I got this originally is because I take a lot of pictures for Instagram with my daily tarot readings. You guys know that if you follow me. And so what I noticed was sometimes the other cards weren't showing up really well, and I'm always a sucker for a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Those are like my favorites. I have so many variations of them. So we're gonna check this one out and see what's going on in here. So what do we got? Okay, well, first of all, the box is very nice and thick, I'll tell you that. We've got a book here, which is nice, and it looks like, oh, we can read the book in English, Italian, Spanish, French, or Portuguese. So whatever language you speak, this book is for you. But it looks like this is just a pretty basic standard book here where it's got just kind of the meanings of all of the cards. Okay, it's got some spreads and stuff in here too in the back. So if you want some basic spreads and stuff, this will give you that too if you're not well versed on your own. All right, we've got a nice little cover card here. And if you want to know, this is what the back of the card is going to look like right here. So let me take a look at these. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so these are actually really pretty if you look at them. One of the reasons I got these is because they're borderless. And I just think somehow aesthetically, like it looks nicer for a lot of the stuff I'm trying to do. I have another deck too that I really enjoy that doesn't have any borders on it. And believe it or not, these are kind of hard to find. A lot of stuff, you know, is framed out. So I really like that, just that bleed to the outside of the page or the card here. These pictures are beautiful. They do look, what I will say as I'm looking at these here, they look a little more kind of like cartoony than you know, more traditional cards. They look like a little more kind of sketched. I'll get another part of this video where you can see all of the cards kind of one by one here. But I'm just kind of giving you guys some first impressions of what I think of this. The cardstock itself, I say, is actually really nice. It's nice and thick because when I'm shuffling, like, I really work my cards. So these things will get like bent really easy if I use them. So I really like cards that are pretty sturdy. Yeah, man, I'm really digging these images a lot. It's got kind of like a moodier, darker vibe to it, even though it's not like a negative connotation. It's got kind of more of like a mysterious kind of energy to the card. So I really, really like these. Oh wow, look at the devil. He's really, really red. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through these cards kind of like one by one for you guys so you can get a better idea of what they look like and see if maybe this is a deck that you would be interested in purchasing for yourself. When you look individually at this deck, you can see that the numbers are no longer up here at the top, they're down here at the bottom, which has kind of been a point of contention for people, but I honestly, personally don't mind it. This is what the back of the cards look like. As you can see, they're very slidey because they're very new still, and I'm just going to kind of go through these one by one so you can get a good idea of what exactly you're in for here when you're looking at these cards. I'm kind of nosy, so I like to kind of look at everything. And as you can see, they kind of have like a darker, kind of moodier kind of wash to them, which I personally am really, really into. But I guess it just depends, you know, what you like. Some people are purists, so they might not enjoy this deck as much. One of the issues with this deck too, that I have read about, is in order to expand it and size it so that all the edges, everything bleeds to the edges, some of the original images and artwork got a little bit distorted and pixelated. So some people are really not happy about that particular aspect of the deck. I'm going to say I don't mind. I really just like it because it's a little bit different than some of the other Rider-Waite decks that I've been seeing. So I kind of like what Lo Scarabo did here with everything. Now, this deck was originally created, the original version of this deck by Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith, who was the artist. And it was first published in about 1909. Both of these guys were members of a secret magical society, which was called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. This was a very exclusive, very secretive society that was happening back in the day, and it was for, a lot of artists and writers and a lot of intellectuals of the time and of the era and of the age. So some of the things that went on, you can see here we're moving now down to the cups here, which are super cool. But anyway, the Hermetic Order Society people studied astrology and tarot and Kabbalah, and so that's how these two got together and originally created the first deck. Arthur also had a little bit of an issue because you were part of a secret society, so you could not divulge all of the secrets. So some of the first kind of universal tarot books that he wrote here were said to be a little bit cryptic because they didn't quite, oops, I missed a card here. There we go. It didn't include as much of the teachings, I think, as he wanted to be able to add due to those reasons. But either way, I think it's great that we had our first universal deck of which to go off of, which is, it's nice to have everything all in one place. A lot of decks were scattered up until this point. There wasn't really a universal system for everything, so kind of made stuff a little bit difficult. So it was nice to have everything all in one place, and then kind of everything can kind of spin off from that. And as you can see too here with this deck, you can do a lot of things with a certain set of images. These images have been used for a really long time, and you can kind of tweak them and modify them where they still have the original ideas and kind of core source of artwork in them, but you can tweak them a little bit and make them a little bit different even though they are similar, which is really interesting because there are so many different versions of this deck. Loscar Bale also has several other versions of this particular deck too, if you are interested in checking those out. But I have to say I'm like super excited about this one right here and about using this too. And here into the wands. So these are so new and so slidey. I cannot wait to use these. Yeah, you can see some of the court cards kind of look a little more cartoony, but I like that it's like that because it's a little bit different. Here you can see too the Queen of Wands. Look how dark this card is. I mean, she's still got her sunflower and kind of out in the sunshine, but everything else, this gradient is a little bit darker in front of her too. Even the King of Wands here, the background's got a little bit more of a tinge. Really liking the Ace of Swords because I feel like that's got, ooh, yes. Oh, these are such great cards. I'm so excited about these. Everyone's favorite right here, Three of Swords. Move on from that one really quickly. Yeah, let's see how dark this one is too. I really like the way that these are done. Hopefully you guys are enjoying and digging these too. I know there's a lot of cards to go through here, so bear with me. I want to make sure you guys kind of at least can kind of see them all just a little bit. So I'm super nosy with my tarot decks. I like to know everything. Oops. Yep, they're super slidey because they're really new, so that'll happen. These will be hard to hold on to when I'm first trying to shuffle these for the first couple of readings. All right, we're on the tail end here in the swords, which is interesting because the other decks are arranged a little bit differently. Usually the pentacles are the last ones to go, but that's everything that you've got in that deck. I think this is a really great deck. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this too, if this is one that you want to be using in your practice.